My good people, what's happening? What's happening? So before we get this video started, like and subscribe to my channel. Click the link below, man. Go ahead and get you some merch from Larry Hott Collection. What purpose you'll prosper. Always remember that. Man, we running up, man. We're a motivational clothing brand. We doing what we do. Motivating and inspiring. That's our mission. But I want to put up a video inspired by my 11-year-old daughter. So we watching the basketball game the other day, the Lakers versus the Memphis Grizzlies. And my daughter, she likes to play basketball. She want to play. So I've been showing her maybe some little drills, like some dribbling drills, passing drills and stuff like that, right? And she's like, dang, Daddy, I remember you showed me that drill, like that drill, like that. Okay, yep. She's like, so Dad, you played basketball growing up, you played baseball growing up. She's like, did you play football? I'm like, yeah, I played football too. She's like, you played football? What else you play? She's like, you played volleyball? Well, yeah, I played volleyball too. She's like, dang, you played all that? She's like, so what happened? Why you didn't make it pro? And I was like, well, I'm like, I knew how to play all those sports, but the main sport I really took a liking to, and I think I got pretty decent at, was baseball. And she was like, oh, so why you didn't go pro in baseball? And it took me back to when I was playing baseball. As a kid, I probably want to say I was about 11, 12. I got introduced to baseball when I moved to the Chatham area. I want to say I was probably about 9, 10 years old. And man, we used to go, it was enough kids to go play at the school called Dixon. After school on the weekends, we had at least 18 kids, and we all went to go play baseball. Everybody had their own gloves, bats, and everything. So, a lot of people over there played sports. But we did that. So then it was a team called the Tigers. Shout out to Mr. Marshall, man. Rest his soul, we call him Big Larry Marshall. He the one really put me in tune with organized baseball, on the team. So it's him, one of my bros, Law, which is Mr. Marshall's son, and a couple other guys, Shine, who else? My cousin, P. We all played on this team, on this baseball team called the Tigers. So, but I really got good at baseball. I was hitting home runs. I played catcher, third base, outfield, first base, pitched. I did it all in Little League. So that's probably about 10, 11. And so here it is. I went from Little League to Pony League. Man, we was still playing. We was still doing our thing. And it came to a point where it's time to go to high school. Right now, y'all know high school sports are very big. So it was time to go to high school, and I started getting recruited. It was a coach from Simeon here in Chicago. Simeon is a powerhouse. His name was Coach Hamp. He used to come out to Cole Park, and then sometime come up to Gately. He was the coach at JRW, Jackie Robinson West, but he was coming to recruit me, to come to Simeon and play. So I think it was registration. No, that was Simeon. Leo, Coach Shab, he recruited me. That's another Catholic high school, private all-boys school here in Chicago. And it was, who else? There was 2 more other schools, but them was the top 2 I was gonna go to, either Leo or Simeon. So by the time, Leo is a tuition, we didn't have money like that to pay for school, but they was going to, give me some scholarships and stuff like that. And so my mom was okay. Then Simeon, I had to get registered. So by the time that she registered me, it was too late for that school year. So that's what they told my mom, and him was like, all right. So he's like, listen, this is what you do. If you go whatever school you go to, don't play any sports for the year because you'll be eligible to play the next year. As soon as the year up, man, just transfer over here and we got you. We gonna go ahead and do it. I was like, cool. So I end up going to Harlan. Get to Harlan, made friends and everything. So first thing I end up doing is going to one of their basketball practices, which it was some people that I grew up in the neighborhood with in Chatham that was on the team already. So I'm like, man, so the coach, Mr. Bowden, he asked them, like, y'all know him? Any of y'all know him? They're like, yeah, can he play? Yeah. I was always a little bit tall. I probably was like freshman year, I was probably like 5'9", you know. So man, I was in there hooping, a skinny kid. I was in there playing with them, you know, with the varsity squad for a minute. So I'm like, man, they like, okay. So then I just practiced with them. I didn't actually play. So make a long story short, I leave the school year. Now this is my last year of Pony League baseball. We had an all-star game, which we end up playing against JRW, Jackie Robinson West, which probably about between Harlan and Simeon players, that's all. Everybody on that team probably went to Harlan, Simeon, or the majority of the team went to Harlan and Simeon. So that means all the guys from Harlan, some of them I was cool with, played on that Jackie Robinson West team. And they look, they say, man, don't you go to Harlan? I was like, yeah, I go to Harlan. Then one of my other homies I got crazy, like, man, he's like, why you ain't tell us you play baseball? I never told him what Hemp told me to do. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, man, you know, whatever. So we was playing. One of my good friends, Vince Davis, shout out to Vince. He was pitching. You know, I got a couple of hits. I was probably the only ones that got a couple of hits off on for that game. We was going nuts. So after the game was over with, the coach, like, man, you go to Harlan and why you didn't play, man? What's up? I was just like, man, I don't know. So they was like, no, okay, when we start back, I think it was summer break or something. And they was like, yeah, we got practice because they were still practicing on off season. So they was like, come to practice probably like next week or something like that. I'll end up going. Man, we practiced. We had a good time. You know, everybody was cool. So here come the season. Boom, I joined the team, and here come the season. We end up playing Simeon. Hemp looked at me like, just had his head now, shaking his head. I was just like, man, I had started building a relationship with my friends, so it was like that. So boom. But let me go back. Like, I really should have went to Simeon and Leo because that's who recruited me and knew like my capabilities or they had a spot for me and what I was supposed to do. Harlan already had all their recruits already. So it's like me being a walk-on and I didn't got recruited somewhere else and I chose to be a walk-on to another school, which really didn't make sense. So that goes back to saying when my daughter asked me, I told her, well, baby, I really never had the support. Like my mom, she probably came to a couple of games. I played a lot of baseball games, but she just couldn't make it. You know, she was doing what she had to do, work, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that, where she couldn't make it to my games. And I don't think she really knew how good I was and how serious it was. I could have gotten one of these schools, and who knows what would have happened, you know. Maybe I could have went to the league, maybe I couldn't. I don't know. But it was like that. So I was just telling her, like, this is why I choose to sacrifice what I do to make sure you straight. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to play, or any activities you want to indulge in, I'm there to support it. You know, I definitely support you because I know how big the support can be. You know, and you know, I'm working towards, well, this the sacrifice. I'm doing what I gotta do right now so I can do what I want to do later. I'm transitioning out that mindset of you just gotta do what you gotta do. No, that's the wrong mindset because that hinders you from doing what what you want to do and what you really need to do. You know, supporting your children dreams and goals and stuff, like you don't know how that's gonna turn out. You know, they number one fan. You know, so you know, I had to explain to her, then she like, well, in high school, like my mother passed when I was 15. I was in my freshman year, going into my sophomore year. So it was like, after that, I didn't know, like, all I knew is, I'm staying somewhere everywhere, wherever. And, people supported me for them type of reasons, but people didn't know, like, oh, okay. Well, he could be a baseball player, this and that. It was just straight survival mode. Make sure you go to school. That's it. We partied a lot in high school. In my teenage years. So that was it. But I never had a support system to even dream of, like, I can make it to the league. Like, I can sit back and do that. So the moral to this story, I was telling this story because she inspired me, and I never really asked myself that question, like, dang, why didn't I make it doing certain things? And I'm like, I never really had a support system. Like, a lot of people had a support system, and that's great. I love to see people support they kids, spouse, support their spouses, whatever, But when you got a support system, that makes stuff a lot more easier, somebody believe in you and they got your back and they will, they'll go to bats for you, So I'm really like, now that conversation right there that has happened 3 days ago, something like that, that really put another fire under me to live a lifestyle, create a lifestyle of doing what I want to do. No more doing what you have to do. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do at some point, but that doing what you have to do should be creating another lifestyle to help you do what you want to do. It's a lot of us doing a lot of stuff we don't want to do. We just doing what we have to do. Paying bills or doing this to survive, this and that. No, we got to get out of that because the resources is here now to do what we want to do if we really put ourselves in that position. So, I just had to hit y'all with that, man. And, please like and subscribe to my channel, man. Like I say, Larry Hott, I'm here to motivate and inspire, and this is what we doing. So, let's get out that mindset of doing what you have to do and go into the mindset of doing what you want to do. It's the voice of positivity, Larry Hott. I'm out. Peace.